Welcome, everybody. I'm Stephen the Jupiterian here with a new video for you. Obviously, that's why I'm here. I have a video for, yes. Today is May 1st, and we have just had a full moon, and Mercury will be transiting or transitioning into the sign of Taurus May 2nd. It'll be 7:57 p.m. on the West Coast, and I'll share the charts with you for your time zone. So here we are, May 1st, today at 3:19, almost 3:20 p.m. Uh, so here you go. We have Virgo rising at the moment, ruled by Mercury on this Friday, which is Venus's day. We have Venus in the sign of Gemini. Uranus is moving slowly. Is still at 0 degrees and 19 minutes as of right now. Venus is at 9 degrees 24 minutes. Mercury at 27 degrees and 43 minutes. So let me share with you. Mercury moving into Taurus is May 2nd, at 7:56, as I said. Almost 50, almost 7:57 on the West Coast. We'll have a Scorpio rising with Mars in Aries. It's ruled by Mars in Aries, which is a really good thing for Scorpio rising anyway. Mars is in a very favorable sign, a sign that he rules. Co-ruled by Scorpio is the ruler of Mars, traditional ruler of Mars. And we'll edit this chart to go to, let's go to Denver, Colorado next. Mercury is not in Taurus yet at 7:56. We will Mercury in Taurus is at 8:56, almost 8:57 p.m. on May 2nd. Still have Scorpio rising in Denver, Colorado. Let's move on to the next edit. The next one, we will be going to sorry, excuse me. Let's go to Kansas. See what happens in Denison, Kansas. Still, wait a minute. Nope. It'll be 9:56, I believe. Yeah, 9:56 p.m. in Denison, Kansas. In this time zone, Central Daylight Time. In Mountain Daylight Time, we had Scorpio rising and the and also Pacific Daylight Time was Scorpio rising. But in Denison, Kansas, Central Daylight Time is Sagittarius rising. How about that? And then we'll edit this again, going to the East Coast. Oops. No, the East Coast. Let's go to Manhasset, New York. On the East Coast, Eastern Daylight Time, it'll be 10:56 p.m. 10:56 p.m. Also Sagittarius rising. Oh, when Mercury enters Taurus. Bleh. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This full moon is today this full moon energy is zapping my energy. I'm sorry everybody, but yeah. I have some water here for and it's allergy season as well. Fun for me. Let's edit this chart. Let's go overseas now. Let's go to London, England, UK. May 3rd. On May 3rd at 3:56 a.m., Mercury will be in move into Taurus. We'll have Pisces rising. That's a big difference from Sagittarius to Capricorn, Aquarius, and then Pisces. In London, England, the UK. Let's edit again. Let's go to uh Germany. Let's go to Germany. Why not? 4:56 a.m. Sunday, May 3rd. Mercury enters Taurus. And go to let's go all the way to Australia. Why the heck not? Australia? Yeah. Let's go to Australia. How about uh Sydney, Australia? And Mercury is not in Taurus at this time. So let's see. Mercury will be in Taurus in Australia at 12:56 p.m. on Sunday, May 3rd. Leo with Leo rising. So that's how yeah, that's how all the time zones that I can think of. But yeah, so from the west coast of the United States to Sydney, Australia, the moon will always be in Scorpio, will be at 28 degrees Scorpio. But Mercury enters Taurus at 12:56 p.m. Uh, Australian EST, AEST. So let's go. Okay, now we're going to edit this and go going back to now and San Francisco, where I am, where I reside right now at almost 3:30 p.m. So Mercury moves quickly between now and May 2nd. So if we move this into a day from now, we'll have it at 29 degrees. Mercury will be at 29 degrees at this time tomorrow. And then, yeah, on the second, and yeah, depending on where you are, on the second, it'll be May 2nd for most of the world, May 3rd for uh, Germany and Australia. And as I showed you, nearly 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Australia, or 1:56, or 1:57, sorry, 12:57, 12:57 p.m. in Australia on May 3rd. Any significant, well, Mercury, Venus is still making a trine to Pluto since I last time I, yep, it's still within, well, it's a tight or a 5-degree orb, a little over 5 degrees orb. The sun is at 0 degrees Taurus. So yeah, so no, well, the sun is at 11 degrees right now, but tomorrow this time, the sun will be at 12 degrees. So it moves a degree, at least a degree per day. So we're at the second decan of Taurus. The sun is in the second decan of Taurus. Mercury is in the third decan of Aries. Mars is in the second decan of Aries. Saturn is in the first decan of Aries. And so is Neptune in the first decan of Aries. Uranus is in the first decan. Uranus and Mercury are in the first decan of Gemini. Jupiter is in, well, yeah, at the tail end of the second decan. When Jupiter enters 20 degrees, it'll be in the third. He'll be in the third. Well, I guess you could also round this 19 degrees 02 and 2 minutes. Well, sometimes some people would round that to placing that in the third decan. Still in the second decan. If you count 19 degrees, it's on the border. So Jupiter 29 and 20 degrees. That'll be April 4th. Yeah. That will, yeah. April 4th, Jupiter as will be at 20 degrees of Cancer. Yeah. So that is interesting. So yeah, we're in the second decan of Virgo. The ascendant is in the moon is in the second decan of Scorpio. The moon is in fall. Um, still feeling having interesting emotions, feeling all the emotions deep, deeply. Um, Pluto is in the first decan of Aquarius. So, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. The moon is in fall in Scorpio. Mars is in rulership. Mars is ruled by in his rulership of Aries. Saturn is in fall, right? Yes, Saturn is in fall in Aries. Yep, Saturn's in fall in Aries. All the other planets, well, Venus in Gemini doesn't have any specific dignity or rulership face or anything like that. Um, or does it? Hold on. Let me double check that. Uh, no, Venus does not have any dignity by rulership, exaltation, triplicity, term, face. Venus is not in detriment or fall in Gemini. Okay. Mercury is not, doesn't have any dignity either. Um, Saturn's in fall. The moon is in fall, yeah. And also, oh, actually, this is interesting. The sun. Oh, wait a minute. Um, Hold on. The sun. The sun has dignity by face, and so does the moon. Huh. All right. So let me stop the share. I'm going to pull my Universal Rider Waite deck out, and let's see what's going on for this week. Whoa. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups. So, walking away from betrayal, or maybe you felt betrayed and walking away from that. That's what this moon in Scorpio can feel like um or moving on to something new. Then we have the Two of Wands. Well, hey, this is pretty good. The Two of Wands, lots of fire. So far, we have water and fire, which is in this chart. The moon is in the water sign. We have a lot of Aries in this chart. Um, ah, the card for Taurus came out. Being very sentimental and uh, spiritual. And also, the Hierophant is the Pope of the so yeah. But so for this weekend, yeah, actually with this moon in Scorpio oppose the sun, and I'm gonna put one more. I think no, maybe two. Okay, well we have the moon. Wow, we have the moon card came out, so that could be either actual moon or Pisces is to coming. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just. Although the next card was the Ten of Cups, so gonna be some happiness after this weekend. I think. Well, it's gonna be. Well, it's May is going to be an interesting month. Although this weekend is going to be very um emotional. Uh, with the moon, sun and moon opposition, this full moon with energy we're having today. Uh, so yeah, we have the Eight of Cups, the Two of Wands, some fire energy, worldly energy. Uh, feeling actually, you may feel that what's coming for you in the world, and maybe travel, thinking of going somewhere new. You have the Hierophant. You have fate is on your side. Your sensibilities, sensuality, and even though it's a Hierophant, I'm usually think of that as spiritual, and it's very tactile. Um, even though spirituality is not tactile, could feel um, at one with your purpose, at one with the material world. Then we have the Two of Cups and the Moon. So maybe a compromise, or maybe you're meeting somebody, uh, or heal. It could be a healing moment as well, releasing all the negative energy, emotions, um, to come to a place where you feel comfortable, what you want, what you and material well-being. It could be physical or spiritual. Maybe a spiritual quest or a spiritual retreat. You could even don't even have to go anywhere. You can just do this in the comfort of your own home. Go like into meditation. Uh, the moon is going inward. So yeah, we have a lot of water here. So that's like, and the Two of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Moon. That's a lot of water. So um, could go inward. Uh, reacting at this time is not the best thing to do, especially with all this Aries energy. You don't want to go by about burning any bridges or ending relationships at the moment. I don't think that would be wise. Uh, even though the moon is bringing up a lot of, could bring up feelings of betrayal. Could also be feeling good feelings too. Scorpio, deep emotional feelings that you're passionate, that you feel passionate about, that you absolutely want to get to, want to do. Like the Two of Wands here. What is it that I wouldn't dwell on the past, and dwelling on your own, on past hurt, things that hurt you, who that have hurt you, or people who have hurt you, is not the best thing to do right now. Um, although Uranus and Venus and Gemini are bringing up a lot of intellectual things like communication. You may want to communicate how you're feeling, which is great, but yeah, um, do it in a very um, responsive way instead of just reacting. Respond, but don't react in uh, anger or do anything rash or harsh. Anyway, that is. Um, Jupiter is bringing some goodwill and expansion in the Cancer, in your Cancerian house. So if you're a Virgo rising, Jupiter is expanding your friend zone. And then let's move this to Libra. If you're Libra rising, you have Jupiter in your 10th house of reputation and career, expanding your reputation, careers, and yeah. This full moon is in all about money, second, eighth house. Second house is your money. Eighth house is other people's money, your spouse's money. Um, Also, taxes, debt, taxes, death. Eighth house. Ninth house is your higher purpose, your higher self. Um, Higher education. Book publishing is the ninth house as well. The seventh, and you have all these planets in your seventh house of your spouse, your clients. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, this energy is zapping me. But yeah. Okay, let's move on to but Libra, you're ruled by Venus, and that's in your ninth house, and Uranus is transiting your ninth house. So some kind of change, something is changing with the way how you operate. Because the ninth, the first, and the fifth house are your operating systems, your or your um yeah. The first house is you. The ninth house is uh your beliefs, your how you what you believe, how um teaching. You probably question teaching a lot. um and fifth house is interesting. Aquarius, fifth house. um Creativity and entrepreneurial endeavors is in the fifth house, where the 10th house is your career, the 11th house is hopes, dreams, wishes, and friends, benefactors. Moving on to Scorpio rising. You're ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Aries, and that's Mars is in your sixth house of work, health, well, illness, taking care of your what you need to do for you. And you have a lot of these planets in your sixth house. And then your Mercury will move into your seventh house. So your partner may be doing a lot of talking when Mercury moves into the seventh. All right, going on to Sagittarius rising. Ruled by Jupiter, that's in your eighth house of other people's money, debt, inheritance as well. Not only death taxes and other people's money, but it's also inheritance and yeah, things like that. Mercury will be moving into your sixth house, Sagittarius rising. You have all this activity in your fifth house of creativity, children, fun, risk, taking risks, entrepreneurial business, endeavors is also a fifth house theme. Uh, but the north node is in your fourth house, and the south node in the 10th. So you'll probably be doing a lot more talking with Pluto transiting your third house. Since Pluto transited in your third house, probably communicating more, uh, shaking things up, um, transforming your way you communicate. For some, I know, like for me, it's good. For someone who is conditioned to listen before you speak, um, now I can tear that all down and rebuild when Pluto goes through the our third house, Sagittarius rising. I gotta tell you, actually, really, it was really interesting when Pluto entered my third house. A lot of different things changed. The way I communicate. I'm writing more. YouTube, doing a lot more social media things. So yes. All right. Capricorn rising. You're ruled by Saturn. Saturn is in fall in your fourth house with all these other planets, Neptune, Mars, and Mercury. Chiron is not a planet. Chiron is an asteroid. And here's the asteroid Pallas Athena in Aries, planet of asteroid of wisdom, goddess of wisdom and knowledge. Jupiter is in your seventh house of other people, your spouse. Uh, could also be the house of your clientele. And this full moon is between the 5th and 11th, in the 11th house. The sun in the 5th house. Mercury will enter your 5th house tomorrow. Interesting. Huh. Now, let's move this back because I'm going to go into the second, May 2nd. I don't want to. Well, do I want to do that? Yeah, why not? Or can I pin this? I still have to find out how to do that. Huh. But why the heck not? We'll go into May 2nd because it is the weekend. It is Friday. And why not? Aquarius. Aquarius rising. The full moon is in your between your 4th and 10th house, in your 10th house of career, reputation, social status. The sun is in your 4th house of your home. Actually, the 4th house is where you feel safest. Actually, yeah. And you're ruled by Capricorn. I'm sorry, Saturn as well. And Saturn is in fall in your 3rd house of writing, communicating, siblings, uh, could be also aunts, uncles, your extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins. Uh, all right. So it could be delays, could be things going on your third house, Aquarius. Yeah. All right, moving on to Pisces. And then we have six more to go. Starting with Virgo. Virgo, you were lucky. Started with off with you. Pisces, well, you're ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is in your fifth house of creativity, fun, sex, and all the um, speculative speculation. The house of speculation, fifth house of creativity, children. It's probably expand. You maybe you may, well, some of you Pisces may be expand getting. Well, you may have if you're maybe a grandchild, if you're an elderly Pisces rising, or maybe you're going to be get pregnant. Expand on your uh something with having to do with um a fun activity. Sex is a fun activity. Just be careful if you don't want to get pregnant. Uh, this isn't, yeah. Pisces rising. This full moon is happening in your ninth house of spirituality, um, your belief system, the house of higher learning, your high purpose. This is a house that's all about how you operate. Then in the first house is you. You're in your way, how you look, what people see in the world when you first step out the door of your house. This is the face that the avatar that share with the world. And the ninth house is your what you believe, what your how you learn, your modus operandi, your operation system, and also the fifth house is like, since the second house is well, the second house is your values, what you value. The fifth house is also like what you share creatively, a legacy. Fifth house. You may be thinking of that too, Pisces rising, your legacy. Expect what yeah, Pisces, what will your legacy be? Aries, you're ruled by Mars, and you have all these planets in your sign right now until later today, May later tonight on May 2nd or May 3rd, depending on where you are, as I showed in the beginning. Aries rising. This full moon is in your eighth house of death and rebirth. Uh, hell, not hell, other people's money, debt, taxes, inheritance, um, your psychological well-being. The eighth house is a psychological house. How are you feeling, Aries rising? I would make sure you're mentally, emotionally stable, uh, fit, not stable, but emotionally in check here with your values, which you have the sun in Taurus, which is all about your values and what you value, your money, your possessions, tangible. Actually, since Taurus is very tactile, tangible. Um, like you like luxurious things. Um, but you have Mars in your first house, and that rule is your ruler in your first house. He's in a really interesting position here because he's he's far enough away from Saturn, which is good. But Saturn is still in your first house, and so is Neptune. Neptune is bringing you spirituality, and people may tell you who they think you are. um, it's a very um, it could bring you to like feeling bring up feelings of past lives as well. Neptune before the ascendant. So Pisces, well, since Pisces is your 12th house, you'll definitely probably have vivid dreams, um, um, cathartic dreams as well. Aries rising. But yeah, and with the moon in your eighth, this full moon probably bringing up a lot for you, Aries rising individuals. Okay, so now we're moving on to Taurus. The full moon is in your seventh house, Taurus. Make sure the people you talk to or um that you deal with one, like your spouse, clients, potential clients, um, maybe feeling emotional toward you. um, it could be the case because it does trine Jupiter, which is a good thing. The moon trine Jupiter. So we have all these planets in Aries in your 12th house. So you may definitely be tapping into past regressive, past um, regression, um, uh, 12th house is a spiritual house as well. Dealing with or actually make sure that you're acting doing things that don't upset others, or you'll have a may or may not, depending on how you react and respond, not react, respond, because we don't want reactions. Like split second reaction is not a good thing. Think before you act. um, at this time, especially for you, Taurus, or you may have like a hidden enemy somewhere that'll come up. Yeah, 12th house is hidden enemies. All right, moving on. Gemini. This full moon is happening in your sixth house of health, illness, pets, and the 12th house. So, sixth and 12th. So, this could be like some kind of spiritual awakening. Or maybe, oh, even a Taurus could have a spiritual awakening too. But yeah, this could, for Gemini is also a spiritual awakening, which you've been having for a while. You know, when Uranus was in your 12th house. Now, as Uranus is in your first house, which is a good thing. It's going to be changing your way you, um, other people may see you differently. Uh, you're ruled by Mercury in your 11th house. If this is friends, groups, people who want to help you, benefactors, because that's a great thing. Mercury will be moving into Taurus. Saturn, Jupiter. I'm sorry. Mercury will move into Taurus later on the next, uh, very soon, actually. Depending on where you are, it could be later on May 2nd or the 3rd, as I showed you in the beginning. Um, so yeah, Gemini. There you go. Mercury is in your 11th house. You have all these planets in your 11th house. So people want to help you. Um, be bring out, well, actually, Saturn is helping you deal with boundaries. And so, yeah, that's a great thing for you, Gemini rising people. You're working diligently. Emotions may be, well, work may be emotional at this time, but it'll pass after the weekend when the moon moves into the seventh house. Yeah. So Cancer rising, ruled by the moon. Well, this full moon. So this full moon is in your fifth house, Cancer, of children, creativity. You may be feeling emotional attachments to your children or a creative project. Um, if you're editing a book, I would be careful because actually you may, but like I don't, it's not a great time to edit creative work, especially when the moon is in the fifth house. Uh, Is the moon is in hold on. Yeah, the moon likes to be in the third house. So yeah. Um with the moon in the fifth house, yeah. It you may be emotionally attached to your children, or if you're working on a creative project, you may um and it needs to be edited. If you're writing a book, Cancer Rising, which I would probably most likely say that I think you are writing a book. Um, Sometimes it's hard to let release things, and what like when you're editing something, when editing your a book or a creative a writing project. Yeah, but this full moon. So yeah, this all about this full moon energy is for you this entire weekend, which started today, Friday, and yeah, until the next full moon cycle. Uh, okay. So May 30th, we're gonna have two full moons in May. One on May 1st and another May 31st. Yep. But in two different signs. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to go backward. Hours. We'll go back to Cancer. Yep. And then we have one more sign to go. I'm sorry, Cancer. I know you're very patient. And I just wanted to see, yeah. Since you're ruled by the moon, I wanted to see when the next full moon was. The one which I knew was May 31st, but not in the same houses. This one is in your 11th, fifth house, and your 11th house. Cancer rising. Jupiter is expanding your, well, could expand a lot of things about you. How you look. Expand how you look. Expand your personality as well. All right, next, Leo, you're ruled by the sun, and this full moon is in the fourth house. The sun is in the 10th. So this full moon is all about how you feeling at home, emotional, something emotional in the home, um, emotional attachment to family or your home. Um, But with the sun, it's all about your public reputation, your social status, your career. If you have the midheaven here, it could be your um, life purpose, because the midheaven is your purpose, as it could be. Well, yeah, because the midheaven can float anywhere here. It's not directly, well, in a whole sign house system anyway. I like that. I like to, because as a Sagittarius rising myself, with the MC in Libra, not Gemini. Not I'm not I not I'm yeah. That's also ruled by Mercury. But the other sign, Virgo, is my 10th house. Also ruled by Mercury. Um but yeah, my midheaven is not in the 10th house. My midheaven is in the 11th of Libra. And yeah, after I show you this, I'll show you my chart. Not a video of mine without me showing my chart at some point in the video. um, so Leo, this is all about career purpose, social status, but the full moon is how you feeling at home. Do you have any emotional attachments to family, to your mom or your parents or home? So yeah, there's a pull between your public and private axis of your chart. But we have all this energy in the ninth house, Leo rising. So you're probably teaching, learning, doing all the things that of higher purpose, higher uh, your philosophy of life, your how you operate. Your operating system is the ninth house, also fifth and first. Those are most important houses of your purpose, plus the midheaven, in my humble opinion. Those are most things that the four things that I looked at for purpose and in someone's life anyway. Yeah. Alrighty. Jupiter is in your 12th house, expanding on your spirituality, expanding on a uh, long, actually, this could be like foreign um, shore, like money from foreign shores as well. And it's making a nice trine to the moon, where the moon is making a nice trine to Jupiter, I should say. Mercury will be entering your 10th house on May 2nd or May 3rd, depending on where you are in the world. Okay. You have all this energy, like Uranus and Venus in your 11th house, shaking up friendships, um, bringing freedom, not only shake up, but actually bringing freedom, some revolution. Um, because Uranus is not only a chaotic, and Uranus is also the planet of revolution and freedom. So bringing some freedom to relationships, in groups. So yeah, Mm. There you have it, Leo rising. Okay, there you go. So here we are. Here's my chart, and with right now. The full moon is in my 12th house. As I said, for Sagittarius, I'm a Sagittarius rising. The moon is there, the sun is here, and it's not that far away from my Jupiter and my sun. Well, yeah, they're 7 degrees away. This is 9 degrees away, yeah. Eight and 9 degrees away from my Jupiter and Saturn opposition in my chart, which is interesting. I have this Jupiter Saturn opposition, and I have this all these planets in this. See, as I showed you, the MC is in my chart. So here's my chart. The my midheaven is in the 11th house. I have Pluto in the 10th house. So yeah. Uh I work hard. I'm a hard worker. Saturn in the 6th. It takes work. It takes a lot of work to keep myself healthy, and yeah, and Saturn in the 6th. Yeah, he'd rather be in the 12th, but he's in the 6th house. Hmm. I have the moon on the ascendant. As I said, Neptune is prenatal in my chart. Um, my mother actually did have a uh, miscarriage before I was born. So that's where I think Neptune before my ascendant is why Neptune is there before my ascendant. Prenatal. Because here's the ascendant. When I was born, 22 degrees, 10 minutes. The moon, 26 degrees, 36 minutes. So, actually, it's a good thing that my mom and I are very close. Um, Even though now I live on the other side of the United States, as I was born in Manhasset, New York, and I reside in San Francisco, California right now. Although I should change this, edit this to Manhasset because why the heck not? It's 7:28 p.m. And I have all these planets in the 5th house. So my creativity, and then Mercury will be entering my the 6th house on this um in a day, and at 7:50. So yeah, we move. Well, let's move that into 8. Yeah, here's at 10. At 10:56. Yeah, here we are. Uh, Mercury enters Taurus, where we'll be slowing down. We'll be um probably, well, we'll see what I communicate about. Probably health issues. Who knows? I'm not. Yeah, actually. Although I it is allergy season, and I know I've already spoken about that. I had but yeah, 56, and I'm still here. Uh, yeah, Saturn has helped a lot with my take. Yeah, I worked to keep myself healthy. I learned to that I had to take care of myself, and now we're in Taurus season. Alrighty, I think that's enough about me. And here we are. The We started with Virgo rising. Wow, I must have been talking a lot. And we went through Virgo, Libra, and now we're at Scorpio rising. Wow. All right. Well, I guess an hour, over an hour. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. I'm Steven the Jupiterian. I'm going to stop the share, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new here. Post a comment. I will definitely give it a heart. Um, and if I can't reply, definitely will give all my comments a heart, and I read them all. So, all right. I'm Steven the Jupiterian. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, even if you are subscribed. Make sure you're still subscribed. Um, share this video if you want to, would like to, and do all the other things. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.